All right, here we go with call 110. Now, this call is 1 day later, and it's a lot of Johnny.
Johnny Frado from Los Angeles. I understand you're angry with me. I disrespected you. Not sure I understand why, but go ahead.
I am not angry with you. I'm angry with the situation that happened yesterday.
What happened to you?
Well, let me tell you what happened. When Eric called in about the thread, okay, you know, Howard, you got to remember that you used to brag about Jessica's thread. And then last week when it was called in about the thread, Mutt made a statement that, oh, Jessica's thread is 10 times bigger when it wasn't.
Okay, the war is not over, apparently. I thought it was over.
What?
I hit the button. Yeah, the war is not over. Also, you learn how Johnny tells a story, which is goddamn laborious, right? Like, hey, let me tell you a story. Hey, one more thing, Howard. Hey, I'm going to tell you this one thing. Hey, I'm going to mention this one thing. Just mention it. Don't tell us. Just get to the goddamn story. So that's sort of his broadcast style.
It's a lot like Bob, actually, the way he's like, how he expects you to fill in all the gaps, and he just says, you know.
Hey, play out your personal grievances somewhere else, man. I'm just kidding. You're right. He does do that.
No,
but great entertainers often leave a hole that you can plug yourself because it's also much easier to do. You know,
just like I do.
You okay? You're squeaking over there.
Now, this thread passed up Jessica's thread, which is in the hundreds of millions.
Hey, Johnny.
Johnny,
who cares?
Yeah,
he comes off as a 13-year-old girl in this call. He really does.
Joke.
If guys, content creators, listen up. If you're ever worried about your views or, oh no, how's this going? Listen to this call. Listen to this grown man with millions of dollars, mob ties, house in Beverly Hills, cry about views. It's awesome.
How old is he at this point? He's like 60,
yeah,
right?
62, yeah, something like that. God. His teeth are 3 months old. But yes, he's 62.
You're disrespecting him.
Why is that disrespect? Who cares if Jessica Hahn's thread is bigger than yours?
Something.
That's not the point. That's not the point. First of all, Howard, that's a crazy thing to say. Who cares?
Who cares?
You know what?
It's a thread on a website.
There's a million of your fans who care. Because if you go to the website and you see how much people hate each other and fuck you on each other, you would understand. You yourself have said, I don't go to that website.
It's okay. So here's another thing about old people and websites back in this day. Johnny thinks because he's on like the Howard Stern fan website and a lot of people are following, he's working with Howard. We're partners. We're teammates in this. I'm part of the family. I'm part of the team. Howard, he says something here that's very, very funny, and it's something that tell me who you think this sounds like coming up here. It mentions maybe a foreign country.
You're a smart guy, right? I think you are. You got to be kidding me with this. This is a put on, right?
No, because I'm.
You're sitting at home stewing over who gets more hits on Stern Fan Network, you or Jessica Hahn?
No, I'm sitting over here stewing on the fact that there's a little guy in a wheelchair that was a very, very big thing to him. It was a huge thing to him.
Well, maybe he ought to grow up a little bit and not make that such a big deal in his life, whether or not he gets more hits than Jessica Hahn.
Howard, you know what?
It sounds more, Johnny, like you're upset.
I am upset. She attacked him the same way she attacked him.
Jessica attacked.
We just heard her apologize and concede, but the war continues. Johnny is defending Eric. Eric is off somewhere right now, so proud and happy. He's been fighting this fight since 2004. It's 2007. He finally has a white knight, and his teeth are white, and his hair's white, and he's a white knight. He literally is a white knight.
But
this is weird. I mean, like,
Johnny
honestly,
Frado,
it's bizarre.
Yeah. I want a Johnny Frado, the T-shirt that's just his teeth blinding you, and it says White Knight.
You're called up and apologized. So what?
I don't do that. Damn it! It's just like right now. She bent into Casey. The minute he got off the phone, everything went back to the same.
Then you got an issue with Jessica Hahn.
I don't even give a fuck about Jessica. I don't care if she lives or dies.
What are you so...
He's a 13-year-old.
Do you understand what he's saying?
No, I have no idea why he's upset.
Here, one more time.
I couldn't have this conversation. Like, if I was Howard, I'd be like, Johnny, call me back when you're sober. Like, I don't even get. I don't get his point. I don't get it. What he's trying to say. I don't get it all.
He's trying. Weird. I think you're making a point. What I think is happening here is another layer deeper. I think he's just currying a deep favor with Eric. I'm going to go on here and show how I protect you, Eric, or how I can.
Okay.
Because it's not. He's
because
picking
Howard
a fight
hung
that
up on
doesn't matter,
Eric.
and that's what you would do if you wanted to. It's like dropping a nuclear bomb in the ocean. Look at the power, but no one's hurt except that crab. You know, he's showing Eric, look how I can defend you, but it's on something stupid and inane that everyone can just forget the next day. That's
okay.
Kind of.
All right.
I think that
I
they were
that.
that calculated with Eric, you know, and trying to
or
like.
at least I think Johnny was. We got to
get on this little turkey's good side. You know, like I think that's really.
Well, yeah, because
really
Eric
had to,
was
and
so
this is
excited
fun.
about how well his
Or it's a
channel was
humiliation
doing.
ritual by Eric. If you really liked me, you will go embarrass yourself and defend me.
I'll be clear.
Okay.
No, there are a lot of people that we went out of the way to organize, and I helped him to organize these people. Do you know that you have 60 listeners in Japan?
Okay, that's it.
What?
That line right there. So Johnny thinks he's working. Remember when he was trying to sell stilettos for Stern? Like, I'll get people to buy stilettos. He thinks he's a partner. Howard, I got them 60 the slant eyes over here in Japan. I got them into your shows. I got 60 Japanese people. What is he talking about? It's like we just found out we're number 3 podcast, Catch 22 in Myanmar. Congratulations, DJ Electra, on that. By the way.
Now, is that a website or is that a
Myanmar. It's
country?
like a war-torn country with like no radios or no
It's a
internet.
country?
I'm like, oh. So, okay, what does that
Hey,
mean?
Red
nothing.
Red Rooster's actually making a good point. Remember, we find out later that Johnny had kind of a problem with Ambien. He might just be rambling on Ambien.
I like his Ambien rants. You got more views than me. I hate you.
You know that.
Why would you be? What are you upset about? Is what I'm asking. I'm trying to understand.
Upset about because we took this thread and turned it into a club, and within this club there was a no hate club that actually went global. It went global.
60 Japanese. Went global.
All right.
Were buying stilettos, where people were buying, and people thought that they were going to communicate with one another, and this was going to be.
That's right, on the Stern Fan Network.
On the Stern Fan
Mutt's
Network.
website. Wait, Mutt's on.
What's that?
Is that Keith
the guy?
Raniere? Yeah, who is that?
I have no. I put weird people internet, and this guy's
I'm almost
face cam.
positive.
Oh,
I'm almost positive that's the cult leader, Keith Raniere.
Probably.
which is great. I
made,
love it.
Eric would have made a great cult leader.
The line. Mutt's on the line. Hold on. Mutt, do you understand what?
Mutt, the president and CEO of Stern Fan Network, which then Howard nuked.
Yeah, let's see if Mutt can clarify what Johnny's trying to say.
What he's upset about?
Howard, I'm sorry that my website stuff has now become your problem. I know Johnny lost a good friend. A good friend of his died yesterday. I think that might be what he's most upset about, and that it's coming out in the.
So a good friend of his died. Electra.
Yes.
No, we can't hear you. I was wondering why she was so quiet.
I've been
Electra,
talking this whole time.
You, so why don't you go ahead and jump out and jump back in? Because I can't hear you. Yeah.
Well, that's something else.
I can hear her.
Oh, you could?
Yeah.
Oh, well, fuck. Well, she had to jump out and jump back in anyway
All
because I can't hear her and I got to hear her if we're going to have a show. So, yeah. That would be a fun show where one of us can't hear the other and the other one can't hear the other.
DJ Electra says.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll call it telephone.
She wanted me to tell you.
Yeah, let me check
She
real
broke my
quick.
cunt.
Yeah, let's go real quick. God damn you all those C words. But let's say hi to chat real quick while she comes back. All right, hold on. She's back. I don't have to talk to you, loser. I'm just kidding. Hey, say hello.
Hello.
She's back.
Oh, thank God. I was talking so much and you guys didn't even hear me.
I thought I heard.
I was like, why are they talking over me? How rude.
Luigi talked over you too, huh? Luigi talked over you too, huh?
You both did, yes.
Yeah, see, Luigi.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I thought. I guess I didn't hear her.
No, I was muted for some reason. I'm back though. I'm back. All right.
Your weird snake breakdancing things broke your character, so you
I
gotta
think
watch
so.
it. Also, how'd my ass taste? Because you were down there, and I kind of farted. So sorry about that.
Those are called female poses.
Female poses.
Yeah.
Send those over
Glamour
to
shots.
Luigi, please. Get those over to Luigi. Stat.
Not really.
No.
Now, what about this? How come you didn't mention that Johnny flew you out?
Johnny's been very good to me.
No, that's why Mutt's not commenting very hard. Johnny has given him the treatment. The Beverly Hills Johnny treatment.
He did. I went out to go visit him. He took me out to L.A. While I was there, I did the round table. And, I definitely brought it up when my show and everything like that, and it's great that he did that, but he did that for me. I don't know why he would hold that against you or anything like that.
I'm not holding that against anybody.
And what's the problem here? I still don't understand.
I don't understand what went wrong, Johnny.
Johnny, you got to admit.
Wow, those are some nightmare teeth. That is nightmare fuel.
We dodged her as president and those teeth. Oh my God. Did you see those teeth, Electra?
What is happening?
Yeah, nightmare. Definitely nightmarish.
Although, kind of exciting if you like a teethy blowjob.
This doesn't make any sense.
If you do.
I got to tell you.
There's a subset of everything. I'm sure everyone don't do it right now. After the show, go to the Google machine and look up teethy blowjob porn. I'm sure it's Elaine. It's got to be Elaine. If not, Electra, how's your dental work? Hey,
Really does.
All right, I'm sorry, I'm not understanding. I'm trying to. How should I handle this, Johnny? I don't understand what it is.
Try one more time. All
right, go ahead.
We built a thread. A thread is like a club. There's like a club of people there, okay?
We built the thread, you see. We got the Amish, and they put the thread up in a day like a barn.
We got 2 tomato cans, and we put a wire between them.
I talk, and I hear myself.
Only these people are all being real nice to each other.
Okay.
So they're going out, they're getting their friends to...
They better be nice, because we got 2 muscle in the chat that will bounce anyone that's not nice to the little turkey boy that we're trying to take advantage of and sell motorcycles.
Join this club to buy
Eric
more
is
serious...
a midget who calls your show.
I'm listing out facts.
...radios to make the club bigger. All the way to Japan, Japanese people buying. We've got 60 fans. You have
He's obsessed. He's obsessed with the Japanese.
This is his way of clarifying.
No, you don't, Howard. You don't understand. We went to war. We dropped a nuclear bomb on these people. Now they're listening to your show. It's not a direct line.
I think what we're listening to is cocaine rants of Johnny Fratto.
Yeah, I mean, this is just. There's no coherence to this whatsoever.
Listen, we got 60 in Japan. I don't even want to tell you how many we got in Norway. I'm not even going to tell you.
You have 60 fans in Japan. You have 12 fans.
All right, I like that.
Norway.
They got 12 fans in Norway. Congratulations.
In Norway. Awesome.
We got you 12 fans. Howard is millions. He's like, oh, this is amazing. 12. Johnny's out there. Door-to-door sales. You need a stiletto with that hat. Buy the stiletto or I'll stab you.
I like that. So what is the problem?
Hold on, just real quick. What's so funny is that this is his 3rd attempt to try to explain what's going on, and all he's doing is repeating himself.
Hold on. Let us rewind one more
less
time.
Coherent.
Exactly.
Boobs shaking, titty happen, breaking, hoping. You guys get it now? No. Were those words, Johnny?
Hard at promoting series.
I understand.
In Japan.
Johnny is Jonathan Davising him.
Yeah, but what's the problem? How was he offended?
Then what happened with the problem was last week.
What happened with the problem was what happened last week. Okay.
When somebody said, it was either you said it or Mud said it, somebody said it. Somebody said that the Jessica's Hans was 10 times bigger when it really wasn't. Eric wanted to catch up. So Eric got everybody on double duty, and he started to get on that thing, and even got me on there. I personally have written 24 posts, myself personally.
All right, go ahead.
Long. All right, so what ends up happening is he goes on the show yesterday. He wants to do.
Eric is running a sweatshop. He's like, guys, we're losing to the Han. Get to work. I need you guys pulling double duty. Johnny, 20 posts out of you now. Stat.
I will not be bested by Jessica Hahn.
Johnny, I wrote 20 posts. Listen, I wrote 20 posts. That's I'm good for a decade, right? They don't know how the internet works. I love it.
Give you good news.
What?
And back then, doesn't post just mean you suck, midget?
Yeah. No, I responded to that one. I said, no, he is not. He's so, yes.
Yeah.
He counted that. That's one. Eric, 19 more, and I am done with this guy. God, can we just sell a motorcycle?
Almost like a son to a father, really, because you know the kind of father that he's got.
Johnny, you notice
this has to be coke. I mean, like
Yeah.
he is rambling and and like I've said before, the feeling you get when you're on coke is that you're always on the verge of an epiphany. He really thinks he's clarifying this to Howard, and he's being clear. So that totally sounds like coke to me. Yeah.
Thank you, Johnny, for all the great calls.
The comedy show. Johnny.
I have no idea what kind of father he is.
Johnny, we don't know anything about Eric other than to say that, this is a comedy show. And if you call in, there's always fun and ribbing that goes on. That's why you like it.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
As far as who has a bigger, as far as Eric crowing about having a website where he gets a lot
Howard? I had the wrong number. Sorry.
Yes. I thought I was ordering a Wendy's double burger.
hits. It's funny. You understand?
They like to hear about Eric over at Wendy's.
I think it's funny, too.
Yeah, so that's it. It's no big deal.
Let me tell you what happened. So,
That's the thing that drives me crazy. Let me tell you. No, hold on. Let me tell you. No, here, let me explain one thing. No, hold on. I just fucking do it. How many times he's done that in his life? It's like a year. You've just wasted a year telling people that you're going to speak before you speak. You don't have to do that. You don't need permission. We all have mouths and freedoms to use them. Watch. I did that. It's free. You can do it too. God damn. Let me tell you something.
And it's funny because my heart also kind of like my blood pressure goes up when I hear, let me tell you. And I'm like, oh God, no.
Yeah, just a minute. You got a minute? Here's a story. Like, just go, because even if the story is good, you have loaded up an OCD mind with all the words they don't want in there when the story's beginning. You be like, yeah, oh hey, I found this thing. It's really cool. Oh, I'm in this story before I even know it. Amazing. Don't tell me the story's coming.
After the show, after the kid
that doesn't explain movie theaters. I know a movie's coming, but that's different.
didn't get the pat on the back, what happens is all the hate comes back to the thread. All the bad people come back. It goes right back to where it was before, with people calling in. Now they have the new name that Artie gave them. The
ATM?
LMO or whatever.
It was
LJO, little jerk off. That's what I'm saying. What a great name. That name should have stuck. LJO.
Wow.
He's our little LJO.
something jerk off.
LJO.
But you guys are talking about Eric the Midget like he's a child. He's a 32-year-old man. You understand that, Johnny, right? And Mutt and everyone else.
You know what, Howard? I'll tell you what. I've heard you guys talk about dogs, taking care of dogs, better than what I've seen this kid get.
Get out of here. Come on. You're wrong.
Yeah, this is a ritual to prove to Eric that I'm here for you forever. You're part of the family. We're beating you in, sort of thing. He's part of the family forever. Because after this, Eric will give Johnny everything, access to everything,
And another thing, Howard, if vampires need to be invited into a house, can a welcome mat be that invitation?
Yes, you got to keep it. He's protecting this kid that then as soon he's going to
all over the place.
He's going to make fun of by telling everyone that werewolves exist, and Eric is going to agree.
Yeah,
so
that's true. Yeah,
he's worming his way in, so Eric believes everything he says, which is a kind of great troll.
We love Eric, and
the reason you know Eric.
The reason you know Eric is from us.
You know what? Then show Then show the kid some fucking compassion.
You show compassion.
I do.
What are you worried about what we're doing?
Job, Johnny, not ours.
I got these teeth. They don't let me show compassion. They look like wood.
I didn't even want to get up. Listen to me. I didn't make the call today. They called. They wanted me to talk. I didn't want to talk.
But we heard you were upset. We didn't know.
Also, my guess is because Johnny was on West Coast time and the show started really early, they're catching late night Johnny, right? And so, yeah, Johnny didn't go to bed at 9 p.m., right? Johnny was a night owl, and so it's 3 a.m.
in the morning.
Yeah, 3 to 4 a.m., and Johnny's like loopy, having to deal with. Can you imagine? Everyone set your alarm for 3:30 in the morning, and then just go find a midget to yell at you for an hour. Because that was his.
I've been there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We like you, but this is getting out of control.
And then the thing with Jessica Hahn getting upset, Jessica Hahn got mad. Jessica Hahn leaves a fucking statement with fucking Shuley, and she tells Shuley, and I'm saying it to you.
Well, let me find out what Jessica Hahn has to say about this.
Oh yeah, that'll clarify everything. That'll clarify the situation. Let's hear what Jessica has to say.
When you go to Jessica Hahn for the purveyor of truth in any store, you are in fucking trouble, man.
Hold on.
You're right, Matt. This is ridiculous.
Wait a second. Jessica, you there?
Yeah. Howard, Shuli called me. I didn't know anything. Does he understand that this is...
Picture's great. Also, Shuli's shit stirring everywhere. Shuli's calling here. Shuli's calling there. They said you sucked. They said you sucked. All right, Howard, I got a call for the morning. These people are going to yell at each other. Great job, Shuli. Congratulations.
Shuli really has a skill for that. I noticed that he does that, so I like that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when people say that, you know, Shuli didn't do anything on Stern, they're not Stern fans. They don't have any understanding of actually how much he did on Stern and how funny his management of the craziest people on the planet was. Who else are you going to put in charge of that shit?
Honestly, I think he deserves like a humanitarian award for what he did with Underdog. That blew my mind. It's to this day blows my mind what he did with Underdog.
His biggest insult is his biggest compliment, ironically.
Yeah, I agree.
Shitwear, to me, I would wear that as a badge because that, to me, is like, you know, that's Kaufman-esque, right?
Yeah.
And so you're gonna say I'm Andy Kaufman? All right, call me that. Like that, I'd wear that one like a badge.
This is all about you anyway. It's a Stern fan network. It's about being a fan. If he sells stilettos, that's great. So we all do it. We all try to get you.
Okay, well, she is the voice
of
reason.
God damn it! What the fuck is she talking about?
We're in the upside down world right now, where she's making sense.
Did I stop understanding English? I don't get anything.
Listen, you guys are crazy over there. This is Jessica Hahn. I just fuck preachers and do all this crazy shit, and fuck coked out comedians. But you're all sounding crazy over there. Let's just a little logic.
Hey, Howard, if God can like do anything, do you think God could create a rock that he can't lift? Huh? That's the coke talk that would come out of Jessica Hahn's mouth.
You just blew my mind with that, man. Let's go get a bunch of rocks. Maybe if we all try to lift them, we could be God. Let's just. And then you wake up in the morning, there's just a bunch of rocks in your living room.
Yeah.
Why is there rocks?
What kind of rocks are you talking about?
Ever sent out stilettos, Jessica?
Well, I'm just saying
Stilettos, people, were the listening devices that you could listen to on Sirius. They were like the first iPods for Sirius.
Before we had apps.
And they connected to satellites in the sky.
I did not know that. I'd never heard of that.
Yeah, imagine like your little radio now, and it had to connect to like the Starlinks. And that's basically what it was. Sirius is crazy because as a company and a business, it was ahead and also behind of the times at the time. Like it was ahead of the time with its satellite technology, but where the world was going wasn't about satellites. It was about connectivity through internet and fast streaming. And so they sent up like 9 satellites at like $500 million each. And that's why their stock price is still shit. And Warren Buffett dumped it because it's shit. Thank you. Congratulations.
We're all Howard fans. That's what the site's about. We talk about Howard.
It doesn't matter who has more hits.
It's like, talking about, Sirius. If they're all working for Sirius, I don't understand, Chris Rock, Howard Stern,
did I
it's the same
mention
thing.
60 people in Japan?
12 and did you hear about the Norwegians? It's 12 of them, but like 30 of their dogs. They're snow dogs.
It's we're all Howard fans. If we promote Howard, that's great. So Johnny, go for it. That's great. We should all be doing great. It's a threat, for goodness.
All right.
It's great. Everything's great. We're great. Everything's great. Everyone's great.
Hey, so what do you think of that, Johnny?
I think it's fine.
All right, there you go. So no harm.
So, but yesterday,
what are we doing here?
I think I'm done complaining. My coke's wearing thin.
I gotta go to get a bump. I gotta go take a call.
Shuli also told me that you made a statement that I'm a...
No, Shuli also told me. Goddamn.
Here we go.
Again, props to Shuli. Making all this happen.
No, Shuli called me.
Shuli called them both. I told you. This is a... Congratulations.
Shuli called me and said, Jessica, I need a statement from you. He read me yours, saying, Jessica did better because she's a girl, she spread her legs, she did whatever. You were calling me.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take all these threads and strangle myself.
Yeah, well, Howard, Johnny, this is why Howard got rid of his thing.
That's why I ended the Howard Stern chat line.
This thread was a happy, good.
All right,
listen.
Listen to how happy. You too can be a part of this happy thread that you hear going on.
We got to make sure it stays happy. I hear you.
Johnny, good luck. I'm happy for you. That's great.
All right, Jessica's happy. Thank you, Jessica. Johnny, what do you think? All right?
I'm fine.
Hey, you're a good dude. I like you. I think all you guys need to get laid is what I think.
I don't know what's going on out there in the world of the Stern Fan Network.
What's that?
I said not one single point has been made.
No, nothing
Except
has
for the
been
point that
resolved.
Howard just made, that they all need to get laid.
That's true.
We still are not quite sure what the problem is. So we're just moving on.
Howard, if we catch a Bigfoot, do you think we'd put it in a zoo?
But the one thing, okay, so all this was nonsense, but what was the one thing that was accomplished here? That
I
Eric
don't
walks
know!
I know. Eric walks out of this going, Johnny's my guy.
All right.
You know?
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
At work.
There's too much going on. I can't.
Anything he says now, I will believe, up into and including werewolves.
I can't keep track of all this. What is it, Benji?
Oh, God.
What?
Another voice of reason.
As if it was not chaotic enough. Let's bring in a total new vortex to add on to all the other vortexes to see if we could get a multiplier effect.
Things from this thread that everyone's arguing about?
No, I don't want to hear any lie. I don't want to know about the thread. I've had it with this thread.
No,
But it sounds to me like after the show yesterday, people were...
Would you be surprised if Benji Bronk was like at a theater me or something? Like Benji Bronk has to be in these universes. He used to love going down these threads. He loved that crazy girl that got punched by the guy in the video that gave her $1 million. Like, he's all over this. Benji, identify yourself. No,
I
you're
have
probably
been
not here,
very, very curious if Jimmy Kimmel is somewhere in the dabble.
No, he's definitely not going to pop his head out. Send a DM if you are, Jimmy. I tagged him on a couple of the shows because I know he's a huge Eric fan, and we're doing it a little different. But, you know, he's off living. He's living it up.
What if
He
someone
might not have time.
What if someone in here is like JD? You know,
JD can't be in the chat rooms, but I'm sure he watches. I'm sure he probably just watches with his normal account and just stays the fuck out of every chat room.
or just a
JD
random
cannot.
name.
Imagine if JD put one chat in one show, it would be like earth-shaking news. There would be Clippers would
Who's
cover.
JD?
He's Howard's associate producer. He basically is like the guy that JD's hard to explain. He's the hardest worker ever that does nothing. So
that's a pretty good. But he was an intern.
Okay.
He was he was an intern in like 2001, 2002, and never left. He's
never
still
left.
there.
He's like, give me everything no one else wants to do. And so that became his job. And so like pulling clips eventually became his job. So but not like, JD, go pull these clips. JD would watch everything and be like, Howard, you need to watch this, and this. Basically program the goddamn
big job.
show.
That's a big
he was like the first eyes on media to determine whether it was show worthy.
He might be the best TV. Yeah, he might be the best TV watcher on the planet.
Yeah.
Like that's his job. That's been his job for decades. Like I would like just to watch him watch TV and study.
I would like that job.
I don't know if I'd be good at it. I'd probably just get so bored, be like, nah, you don't want to watch any of this. Sucks. It all sucks.
I know. I would usually pull stuff that I like, and I'm like, fuck whatever anybody else likes.
Do you remember? Like he never complained. He never complained except for Eric's show. He's like, I don't want to watch Eric's show.
We're getting there. We're getting there. You're foreshadowing a little. Yes, he was not. I'm sure right now though he's a huge fan of Eric because of the memories and the laughs and all that. But at the time, there was not anyone at the Stern Show that did not like Eric as much as JD Harmar. We love you, JD. If you're out there, pop your head in a chat. Say hello one day. Break the internet.
We will keep your privacy should you ever choose to disclose to us that it's really you.
Oh yeah. We're quiet over here. You should know some of the secrets we know. God damn.
Oh yeah.
Sink the battleships.
We know so many.
No, we don't. We don't know anything because that's how we get producer jobs. We know nothing. We forget immediately. Etch-a-Sketch. Who are you? Who am I?
What?
Using the nickname that Artie gave Eric.
BTM?
No, it was little LJ, little jerk off.
Little jerk off.
Oh, come on. Big deal. Who cares?
But Howard, I'm telling you, if the kid's got to go to the store with his father, I'm telling you.
Well, then he shouldn't call into the show. Hey.
He can be a little bitch.
No. He shouldn't call into the show.
Okay, well, that goes against my theory because, hey, everything was going so well. I heard you call me a little bitch at the end. Oh, Jesus.
If it bothers him, it's not good for him. Where's Eric? Let me tell him that. Let me see if he knows that. Hold on a second. Eric.
Good morning.
Listen to me. If anything is offensive to you, you should not call in the show anymore. I don't want you hurt. If what Johnny's saying is that you kind of, you get hurt by the show, then don't call in. That's common sense. That's what I'm teaching you, common sense. You want to be part of the show, you got to have fun, you got to have a thick skin. That's it. That's it for everybody. This is a rough room. People play.
And I think Jessica should just tell him
What? He was again Jonathan Davising. Jonathan Davis
is that you kind of, you get hurt by the show, then don't call in. That's common sense. That's what I'm teaching you, common sense. You want to be part of the show, you got to have fun, you got to have a thick skin. That's it. That's it for everybody. This is a rough room. People play.
And I think Jessica should just tell him she called him a freak.
Who?
She was fighting with him because he said shit about her too. Eric's not innocent in this. Johnny, they were both going.
No, that day he was.
Yeah, well, I told her to apologize. She apologized. She apologized. Eric, listen to me.
Eric, in fact, Jessica called in crying that day. She was so upset with herself.
She lost her cool. You've done that. I've done that. We've all done it. And Eric, seriously, I know you got physical problems. And
Eric is just surrounded by a bunch of tall drug users. Think about that. Every single one of them around him is just, it takes drug to hang out with this little turkey.
If anything offends you or makes you feel uncomfortable, you should not call this show. That's true of anybody. Don't put yourself through it. You got to go on.
Here's a question for you. If you say that you like Johnny and I as much as you like Ralph or Jessica or even King of All Blacks, how come this week?
I never said that. I never said I like you as much as Ralph or Jessica Hahn. I didn't make a scale of who I like and who I don't. You put words in my mouth.
When was that ever said?
You don't know who I like and who I don't. And quite frankly, I really don't know Eric all that well. I don't. I know Eric from calling in. I've never met Eric face to face.
This is not going well.
But I don't even understand the premise. Where were you going with that statement?
I'm with Robin.
What statement?
What the fuck is happening? Wow.
Where's John?
Howard, if a ghost is wearing a sheet, did they have to steal that sheet? Where'd they steal it from?
There's very clearly meetings going on with Eric and Johnny, and no one else knows about, and then they don't let people in on like, hey, we've moved the ball down the street a little here. Like, nope. They just start talking about what they're talking about in the meeting. Everyone's confused. Like, what are we talking about here, Eric?
Johnny, you here?
I don't know what he meant.
I don't know what anybody means. So all I'm saying is, listen to me, guys. This is a comedy show.
That Stern Fan Network.
I don't know what he meant. I give up, Howard.
Is a world apart. We're not involved in it at all.
I got nothing to do with the Stern Fan Network. As far as I'm concerned, I wish the Stern Fan Network would blow up.
We only deal with what happens here. We can't
He blew it up. Fun fact, Howard blew up the Stern Fan Network pretty soon after this.
deal with fallout.
That's right.
You know what? When you've got a thing like the Stern Fan Network that is capable of running and capable of giving the fans somewhere to go, and the fans...
I don't like it. I don't want...
It's not ours.
I don't want the fans going anywhere that I don't own.
All
Howard,
60 of those fans in Japan...
He got there before
Sorry.
bastard.
Sorry.
Okay.
What do you think of that?
60.
What guys talk about pussy and manly shit.
I bet you
That's
get
what
more
we're talking about.
That's what I want to talk about.
That's
More
what
interesting.
Fan Network.
Well, yeah, I mean, we kind of all know as Howard Stern fans. That's a great statement, Howard. Yay! But you like all the things that girls like, so that
Yeah,
network
that's true.
would be like Housewives of Beverly Hills, basically, the whole show.
Bachelor.
That's what our...
Yeah, he liked shows no one could stomach, and that was actually a funny bit for a really long time, until we're like, okay, I guess it's not a bit. This
Howard,
really likes this shit.
Do you think that girl really deserved that rose? Would you have given her the rose?
Okay, I'm going to tell a story. One time the housewives came to my local bar, and I met them, and they wanted my table, and I gave them my table, and then I left because I did not want to be on their show. True story.
I don't blame you.
It was that the time where they picked up the table and threw it at each other? That was your bar?
Was that the Real Housewives of Orange County?
I don't know. Don't they always pick up tables and throw? I just made a blanket aside.
I don't know. I left. Like I said, it was too much.
Great
my wife
story,
was,
by the way.
My
Thank
wife
you.
was once invited to be on a reality show. Not a joke. Not a joke.
Oh, what
Really
reality
happened.
show?
I'll tell you.
Married to a nerd. Hey-o.
But I would have. I
walked me into that one.
I would have had to be a part of it.
You would have had to be on camera. So you said no.
No, I just left. I left it up to her, and before I even gave my opinion, she said no, I'm not doing it, and I respected the fuck out of that decision. I was like, good for you, thank you.
It's a very creative way to get out of a marriage. Just apply for wife swap and just never come home.
Wife swap, maybe.
Our thread is.
She didn't want to ask my opinion.
I'm looking at the chat now. Put in the chat. What show was Luigi denied?
My strange addiction.
My strange addiction.
But Johnny, you understand me? Don't go on there if
Naked and Afraid. Okay, this is naked. Reiterate, folks. Which show was Luigi and his wife going to be on? Please put it in the chat. Double Dare. That's what I was.
I bet it was Naked and Afraid.
I would not have done Naked and Afraid. Wouldn't want my wiener on TV.
They don't really show the wiener on TV. It's the more eating bugs part that
I'm always afraid though that they're gonna have remember the Jerry Springer came out with that special edition VHS tape that had all the nudity unblurred.
Oh yeah. That tape's gonna the Naked and Afraid tapes are gonna be floating around Hollywood real soon. We're gonna see all those bits and pieces. Who else we got here? I thought I saw that Predator show. To Catch a Predator. No, that's bad. Not.
Is going to upset you. Don't go on there.
Howard, you're missing the whole point. It wasn't about a negative thread. The thread was positive. The idea that you didn't give the
I don't have anything to do with it. I don't give it. I don't want to give it any credit. I don't.
Then why did you gave Jessica Hans credit all the time?
I don't know. I don't know any.
Right back at the beginning.
See, what he's pissed about is that Eric called in and was excited that his thread got more numbers than Jessica Hans, and they were like, whatever, bye Eric, and they hung up on him. Basically, they were not excited for him.
Okay.
They didn't give a shit. They didn't want to hear it.
They didn't care about Jessica's either.
I think what he's pissed about. I think,
but they don't care about anybody's numbers.
I think she nailed it. I think this is Johnny showing
Kip
Eric.
Smith nailed it. Kip Smith nailed it in the chat. You're gonna
love on the spectrum.
Congratulations, Kip Smith. Also, huge fan of The Room. Oh my god, I love The Room.
There you go. I didn't want that to pass.
No, yes. And which spectrum? We don't even know. All of them.
The gay spectrum.
Well, yeah. He's on all of them. God, he volunteered that one, people. Just threw it out there.
Anything about it. I don't really know about it. I don't go on the Jessica Hahn thread, Johnny. I don't care.
But you gave it props.
I'm going to give... Here. Well, let me solve this. Jessica Hahn thread props. I give you props. And Johnny Fratto and Eric the Midget thread. I give you props. How's that?
Okay.
All right, that's it. Now go do the thread or don't do it. I don't care.
Hey, try giving it props without you.
You are tearing me apart, Eric.
Wait, what's he?
That's a little room there.
Eric was about to say. Hold on. Play it again. Hold on.
Play it again. Okay.
Understand me? Don't go on there if a negative thread is going to upset you. Don't go on there.
Howard, you're missing the whole point. It wasn't about a negative thread. The thread was positive. The idea that you didn't give the
I don't have anything to do with it. I don't give it. I don't want to give it any credit. I don't.
Then why did you gave Jessica Hans credit all the time?
I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I don't really know about it. I don't go on the Jessica Hahn thread, Johnny. I don't care.
But you gave it props.
I'm going to give... Here. Well, let me solve this. Jessica Hahn thread props. I give you props. And Johnny Fratto and Eric the Midget thread. I give you props. How's that?
Okay.
Props.
All right, that's it. Now go do the thread or don't do it. I don't care.
Hey, try giving it props without using that name.
No. That's my point.
And people, that is why we're fucking here, right?
Oh my God.
That Electra, that is why we're here. Because right when we get to reasonable, all right, everyone, we're here. We've made it to reasonable. Eric's like, no, I have one more thing. And that was always what made Eric the best. He would never end it reasonable. It always has one more thing. And You use the word. We need to put him in charge of a country. He needs to be in charge of nuclear weapons. I just love this little guy. He reminds me of the North Korean dictator in the South Park movie. Like he's just
Don't call in the show.
He needs more power, and he gets more power. And the more power he gets, the funnier he is.
If you don't like the name Eric the Midget, leave it alone.
Nuclear power, and he's overpowered.
Listen. Once you get like a little stank on that little hang low, oh my, it's a whole new world. You will hear a different timbre in his voice. Electra.
Yes,
it's a whole new man.
That's totally true. It's
The
like,
demand.
it's like fucking Frank Sinatra walks in, ring a ding ding, girly-o.
I cannot wait for that. I am so excited. When is this going to happen? Is this coming soon?
Soon. Oh, it's coming soon.
Yeah. We are theater near me.
We've been listening to 108, whatever, 9 calls, whatever, of Eric sort of demanding things sheepishly, without sort of any reason knowing why he's demanding these things or any power behind it. When he realizes his power and the fact that, he got one standing ovation at one event right now. So he's like, maybe this is something, I don't know. When he gets the first Air Force Amy encounter, after that, everything changes. And what you get are the demands come in hot, hard, and heavy. And they are not like wish-washy, like, if you do this, all this. They're like, I demand you do this. And that is the perfect Eric. And we've been cooking the perfect Eric, watching the seasons and ingredients be added as we go in real time. And we're getting there, folks. It's getting tasty. It's getting tasty.
What makes you funny is that you're Eric the Midget. And Johnny knows that.
I told him that.
What do you want from me? And if you want me to start treating you with like, poor Eric, he's in a wheelchair, that's not this show. To me, you're just another human being. I treat you no better or no worse than anyone else. To me, you're a guy. You're another guy, and that's how people should treat you. If you say something goofy, I'm going to call you out on it. Because you know what? That's what I think you want in your life. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't want to be treated like an oddball. I just want to be treated like a person. Am I right or am I wrong, Eric? In all honesty, let's rip away all the horseshit. The answer is I respect.
It's time to get real, Eric. That's about as real and honest as Howard can get right there.
You a lot.
We enjoy it. We were having fun with you the way we have fun with everybody else. Should we change when you call in?
What, you want me to give you the pity calls? You don't want that. You get that anywhere.
I think what Eric is saying is that when the thread was, like, in other words, he beat her with the thread. 11
we don't have
months.
anything to do with the thread, Johnny.
No, but I know, but he beat her 11 months in time-wise. He beat her 11 months.
Congratulations.
But the thread had no hate, no nothing, and that's what he was proud of.
Good for him.
Well, he should be proud. I don't have to be proud. He's proud.
No, he's proud. Well, that's what I'm saying. So when you kind of talked about it yesterday and you kind of like blew it off, what happened was all the haters that were kicked out came back in.
Yeah, but Johnny, I have nothing to do with that.
You didn't give a
Johnny,
shit.
All right. Who does that sound like? God damn, man. History rhymes. All the haters, they got kicked out, and then I let them all back in. Now all the haters, they're back in there. Get out of my chat. I'm going to ban y'all. Now all the haters are back in my chat. God damn, man. It's so funny to me.
Can't control what
Johnny,
people do.
you realize if you call the show and talk about it, it's going to remind people that it's there.
That's all. It's not. I can't be responsible for that.
I understand that.
All right, guys. I got to run.
Remember, we're in like the first wave of modern trolling. And so people don't know how to deal with it. They don't understand it. And also this guy's ancient. And so and the other guy's a turkey. So these are not the two guys to sort of figure out how to deal with modern trolling.
Also, he's not an established character of the show yet. He's still kind of new. So this is like kind of going to a boss. Yeah, like this is like going to a boss that you just started working for, and you start like airing all of your grievances to him. Like you got to let it breathe a little bit.
No,
let the
like
relationship breathe. Yeah,
this is like starting a new job and taking all like the box of pay that you go to use to buy shit and be like, I needed to fix my car. I'll put that back in there. I'm good for it, right? You hired me, so you must think like yes, he's taking a lot of liberties with Stern, and he's out there, Johnny Fratto from the Howard Stern show. That's how Johnny's selling his motorcycle.
God.
Yeah, so.
Oh God, yeah. Oh my.
Run anyway. I got the Mike Walker thing going on.
Oh, Mike Walker. That is an unboxing, Eric, I might get into, but I don't think there's a collection of calls, but there's just one particular call that I'd love
If we could listen to the fart for a solid hour, I will laugh for the entire hour.
Hold on. Without doing a fart noise, I want you to make the noise, and I'm going to go first. Ready?
Okay.
I'm going to go first. Ready? Amalgamate. Go ahead. Now you.
Wait, that was yours? That was your fart noise?
Well, no, yeah, well, because it spoke, and it said, what is the word it said?
Oh, I see. Okay, goes, so if it was speaking, if the fart was speaking,
it goes, amalgamate.
Okay. Oh, I got you.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. I would say, for those about to rock.
Yeah. It's. It
say
might be my
Farticus.
Yeah, it's a good one.
That's not bad.
So this guy worked at fucking National Enquirer, and he would come on Howard Stern, and oh my god, it was so great. He would do these stories, which one's real, which one's fake. And this one time he came on Electra, and he farted, and they caught it on tape, and it was
before
the whole
he was
day.
On the air. It was before he was on the air. Yeah.
And they got it, and it was the whole show, and they isolated it and amplified it, and it was just, and then they used it in prank calls, and then
oh my god!
The best call is when he calls back, and they have the tape of the fart, and they just murder him with it. That's those two calls are the ones we did.
They had a dozen songs lined up.
Yes,
and one of the best was the baseball song. Dun 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 dun.
Yes. And yeah, I'm reading in chat. I remember now. He also denied it forever. He was like, "I didn't fart. I didn't fart." But that sound, that was a fart. It's the fartiest fart sound you've ever fucking heard. Yeah.
Cardiff used to take when he would take super chats on his show like a year ago. You could give codes, and he would play sound effects, and I would always give the code to get. I forget what it was, or I would just ask for it. I would just be like, "Can you please play the Mike Walker fart?"
Yeah, Mike Walker fart and Dickie Dimane, two of the greatest audio clips. I still can't believe she got that. That blew blew my mind.
That was funny.
Go back to last episode. What show was that? I don't think that was Unboxing Eric. That was one of our.
That was the Jesus Twins, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah, Jesus Twins, and she figured out
Crackhead Bob or whatever.
Crackhead Bob, that's it. Yeah. And she figured out what Dickie Dimane was. She just figured out. That's crazy. All right, back to Eric.
All right, Johnny, I hope you're okay. Eric, I hope you're okay.
I'm fine.
All right.
I'm fine.
All right, guys, thanks.
Yeah.
I like those guys. I don't have a problem. Jesus, Robin. Why don't you straighten these things out so I can go home?
I'm just laughing
Howard, did you ever see that episode of Happy Days when Richie Cunningham's brother went up the stairs and never came back down?
All right, I'm going to ask you what happens next in the call. Everything's happened. It's over. What happens next in the call? Who calls?
They're going to ask for something.
Ralph calls. Yep. I'll bet. Am I right?
You got it. When Ralph everything's done, Ralph always fucking calls.
You said goodbye. Everybody say goodbye, and you hear from here.
What do you want, Ralph? It's Eric. What is it, Eric? Listen, I'm happy those guys have a thread. I don't care.
They were having fun on their thread. Just wait.
Hey, Johnny, if you're listening, Johnny sort of attached himself to Eric. I mean, it's like...
He cares very much for Eric.
There's a lot of sympathy going.
He has a feeling for him, and I respect that, and I like that and all that, and I like those two guys.
But he knows Eric way better than we do. I don't know.
I don't really know Eric that well.
Yeah, you don't want to know Eric that well. You get sucked into that. You don't want to start feeling bad for him.
I think Johnny's a compassionate guy, and he's getting, he's feeling bad for him.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Ralph.
Dude, love this is crazy. You get near Eric and you get crazy.
I don't know. It's like kryptonite. Thank you.
He just called in to go, that was crazy. Ralph never really gave a whole bunch. I love Ralph, but he never was on time.
Wow.
That's Ralph's impression of Eric, and then Eric did it. You said goodbye, and he went,
He did. If you go back and listen to the end of the call, they go, bye, Eric, and he just goes, It just squeaks. It's so fucking funny.
Yes, Thomas, go ahead. You have the last phone call. Go ahead.
Howard.
Hey, Thomas.
Hey, how's it going? Hey, that whole thing with Johnny Fronto, man, that's the worst time I've ever heard him cry.
I'm not sure I understood what was happening, but I wanted to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
I did not.
We have 4 hours to fill, you see.
Eric the Midget, I think he's the all-time worst whack packer you've ever had on. I think he's just a crying-ass little bitch.
Art is not, great art is not, respected in its time. Much like the great artists before him who had, Da Vinci is coming to mind, or he was recognized in his time. Leonardo, whatever. Artists sometimes don't have their art respected in their lifetime. And how dare this man call Eric the worst whackpacker ever? But there was a division at the time. And so it kind of gets you into the head of what people were thinking in real time. Not everyone was on the Eric bandwagon at this point.
Doesn't understand.
See, I don't agree with that. I when I hear Eric, I hear when he goes, and then when he
That's funny. That's funny, but
you got to get to that. You know what I mean?
The only way we're going to get it is if we're on with him.
And then I like when I like. Here's my theory on Eric the Midget, because let's do a poll around the room and with you too, Thomas.
It's like an Eric superfan roundtable they got going on right now. It's awesome.
Who's the best whackpacker and who is the worst?
All right.
And you know as well as I do, a whackpacker can come in here and have a great appearance, and then the following time have a shitty appearance. But overall, Eric the Midget, when he puts up a fuss about flying with balloons, or when he has some crazy agenda like he wants to be on a television show.
Right. Or when he busts on Artie, that's the funniest stuff.
You cannot tell me that guy's the worst whackpacker, but I don't get it. It's too funny.
Oh, yeah.
All right, who's the best?
See, I think he's mixing worst whackpacker with like the most cringe, which that's Eric. He didn't understand that's actually the good thing. You want the cringe. That's what makes him the good whackpacker. He's saying he's the most cringe whackpacker, which is he's confusing and saying is the worst, but it's actually the best. That's my theory.
Being the worst makes us watch or makes us listen. Yeah.
The best whackpacker. What is that? Who cares?
That's JD.
Marianne from Brooklyn or something, right? Like, who cares about the best whackpacker? The most put together whackpacker. Who cares?
Oh, they're all pretty.
Show me chaos. Show me high pitch Eric. Show me Jeff the Drunk. Show me people's lives in complete disarray.
Donald Laconi, Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is the best whackpacker.
I'm still an Eric fan over Beetlejuice.
I am an Eric fan. I would much rather be in a room with Eric than Beetlejuice.
If you're going on straight, because one is truly like a whackpacker and one is like a thinking man's whackpacker. Because Eric, you say what you want about him, but he's a thinker in a way Beetlejuice is not really a thinker,
Okay, I can go with that.
But it doesn't make one or the other better. It's a preference, right? They are that right there is like Ruth and Gehrig, right? You can't really go wrong with either of those guys. That's why
one of them always knew not to shit himself. One of them did not.
Yes.
Pretty good, actually.
That's what I think.
And they both couldn't do math.
I think they're all good. It's just Eric's the only one. When I hear him, I just cringe because he's like so annoying. Like when I was on.
That's the point, asshole.
That's why we're here.
What are we here for? I mean, what are we here for? Let's just watch Oprah, where everything's cars and we all get
to get on to talk to you guys. I just wanted to strangle the phone or hang up.
The one
that's we in the 2024 we call that engagement. Thank you. That's called engagement. That's a comment section now. I hate you. Yes, they used to just have to strangle the phone. We gave you an outlet for your anger.
Impression that I do at home, and Ralph will come over to my house and stuff. We do Eric the Midget all day.
Yeah.
ETM all the way for me.
Yeah.
All the way.
Hey, one more thing, Howard. Yesterday,
and by the way, Johnny Fratto, I don't think he's in the whack pack, but he's close.
He got. He skimmed on that surface on this call. I don't think he's a whackpacker either, but definitely on this call, if he would have made more calls like this, whackpacker.
He's getting close, but I do Johnny Fratto impressions all the time.
Is that right?
Yeah,
I like Johnny.
Johnny's good. All right.
Hey-o. Call 110 is Electra. What is it? No, we can't hear Electra again. God damn it. It's in the books.
No, what went wrong, Johnny?
What?
What?
Call 110. What went wrong, Johnny?
Oh. Oh, man. Today's not the day to, confuse me. I'm confused by everything today.
Don't get so confused. It's easy.
You
It's right on the
confused me,
screen.
too. It was
it's
in
right
the
on the
books.
screen. I read
But
it.
no. What's funny though
Oh,
is
it's in the fucking books.
you're totally
Okay.
on point. I was confused, but you were actually saying the accurate right thing.
She was also eating or very far away from the microphone when it happened.
I was eating.
I love that rush sound back to a microphone. I'm here. All right, folks, that was Call 110. Johnny is being tormented by Eric at wee hours of the morning. Johnny and ETM were made for each other. I mean, who else would listen to those calls? Howard has 60 goddamn listeners in Japan. 60! And that may or may not be remember, that may or may not be a quiz question.
And
Johnny
12
thought
in
12
Sweden?
in Norway. No,
Norway?
Ah, see, yes,
12
another
Norway.
another quiz question. I wonder in how many in South Indonesia. We need the full numbers, please. Stat. Also, Johnny thought he was Howard's partner. You know, like, we're teaming up on this, Howard, selling stilettos together and motorcycles, right, Howard? Howard's like, what? Mutt makes an appearance. Howard hated the Stern Fan Network. Shuli was and is a shit stir. One of the best ever. ETM needs Howard's love. Johnny sounded a little like Joey C right there in that call. Like, you got to bring the fans back, and then you got to block them all, and then you got to bring them back. It's not a comment against Joey C. It's all of us. We all just are learning as we go. And Johnny was learning as an ancient man technology. And so whenever we see ancient people learn technology, these sounds come out of their face holes.
In Japan, they call me Johnny-san.
Johnny-san. ETM was the first trolled locale. That may not be factually true, but I believe modern trolls.
Yeah.
He's like everything's modern. It's like AE after Eric. Ralph calls in late, and ETM was the original cringe because we love cringe. That's why we're here. Cringe is good. Cringe is sweet. Cringe is what I beat my meat too. All right.
Konnichiwa, Howard. I'm calling you from Japan.
Go make sure you watch the Blind Mike project from today. DJ Electra and I produced it, and we're proud of that goddamn show. And we love Blind Mike. It's a great show. Funniest show on the internet. And go check it out.
The Beggy Monster.
The Beggy Monster. It's very funny. And so that is all, folks. You guys got anything else to say? I'm pretty much done.
Go to hackridethedemon.com for all the Hackride things.
Skeptical Robot Fridays on my channel. Skeptical Fruit on Echo Pineapple. That is Echo Pineapple with a 3 where the last E should be.
Amazing. All right, everyone. I'm Casey Day.
And I'm DJ Electra.
I'm Jonathan Davis.
No, you're not.
For watching Unboxing Eric.
Got a heart not size of his frame. Always ready for his claim to fame. So small in stature but big with pride. From his words you just can't hide.
Hello, Stern.
Tiny guy with a big bark seat. Always grumpy, throwing shade at me. Eric screaming on the phone, you hear, but we love that midget, let's be clear. In his world, he's a mighty star. Talking tough, though he can't reach too far. Critics swear, man, pick the last talk. Johnny, you're up like an endurance bar. Eric's got his swagger in a world so grand. Proving sides ain't ever part of the plan. With his antics, he steals the show. A little twerp, but our love will always grow. Eric's world where he's the king. Every call, we can't wait for the ring.
Douchebag.
Fuck you. I was going to do it. You got to wait till the end. Douchebag,
You
got
know
ya.
what to do.